Days after revelations surrounding Benjamin Netanyahu's reported visit to the United Arab Emirates, a pro-Iran hacker group claimed it had targeted a key figure allegedly connected to the outreach effort. The Handala group claimed responsibility for hacking an individual it described as one of the central figures behind Netanyahu's reported diplomatic and strategic engagement with the UAE. A figure described by some reports as a major architect of Israel's outreach to Arab nations under the Abraham Accords, has reportedly become the target of a major cyber breach controversy. Pro-Iran hackers also attempted to link Samuel Shay to convicted financier Jeffrey Epstein, adding another explosive dimension to an already politically charged controversy involving Israel, the Gulf, and the United States. Pro-Iran hackers have claimed to target a high-level figure allegedly linked to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and sensitive regional diplomatic operations involving the Gulf. The Handala hacker group specifically claimed that it had targeted Samuel Shay, whose name has surfaced in multiple reports connected to Israeli outreach efforts in the region. According to the hackers, Samuel Shay played a central role in organizing Netanyahu's alleged wartime visit to the United Arab Emirates during the ongoing regional crisis. Handala's allegations were reported by Press TV on May 15, at a time when global attention was also focused on Donald Trump's closely watched diplomatic trip to China. The hacker group also described Samuel Shay as one of the key architects behind the Abraham Accords, which reshaped diplomatic relations between Israel and several Arab states. The Abraham Accords were first signed in 2020 and led to the formal normalization of ties between Israel and multiple Arab nations across the Middle East and North Africa. The Iran-backed group said, and I quote, "Shay was a key coordinator of behind-the-scenes arrangements between the Israeli regime and Persian Gulf states, and a central facilitator of covert economic, political, and security relations between Tel Aviv and Abu Dhabi. Through entities such as Gulf Technology Systems, Shay has established an extensive network of joint projects spanning technology, energy, investment, agriculture, and strategic infrastructure involving the regime, the UAE, and other Arab states. The network represents corruption, money laundering, transfer of Israeli security tech to suppress people, and betrayal of Palestinians. All secret contracts, financial transfers, training of security forces, and even economic and intelligence espionage against the axis of resistance were directly overseen by Shay and his team. Shay's involvement in freezing Hezbollah's assets and weakening resistance in Lebanon is fully documented. Shay introduced late convicted sex trafficker and financier Epstein to Emirati businessman Sultan Ahmed bin Sulaim, leading to the involvement of Emirati figures in Epstein's network. Israeli spy agency Mossad used this channel to pressure individuals into compliance. The Handala hacker group has accused Western media outlets of deliberately hiding what it calls the truth, claiming that financial influence and coordinated propaganda campaigns are shaping how regional events are presented to global audiences. The group also alleged that billions of dollars were spent to construct what it described as fake regional role models, suggesting that certain narratives were engineered to present a more favorable image of political and economic developments. Handala further claimed that vast sums of money were used to whitewash the normalization process between Gulf states and Israel, arguing that public perception was being carefully managed to support a broader geopolitical agenda. The hackers also argued that the dominant prosperity narrative being promoted across international platforms conceals what they describe as the harsher reality of political repression and instability across parts of the region. The Handala hacker group reportedly emerged in the aftermath of the October 7 attacks on Israel, and the subsequent escalation of the Gaza war, positioning itself within the broader wave of cyber activity linked to the regional conflict. According to multiple reports, the Handala hacking collective has been allegedly linked to Iran's Ministry of Intelligence, although these claims remain unverified and are part of ongoing cyber attribution disputes. The group is also said to rely on a range of cyber intrusion techniques, including phishing campaigns, data theft operations, and web shell attacks, to target Israeli institutions as well as their regional and international allies. In a historic development, Israel has revealed that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu conducted a previously undisclosed visit to the United Arab Emirates amid the ongoing Iran conflict, marking a significant diplomatic moment during heightened regional tensions. The Prime Minister's Office of Israel confirmed that Benjamin Netanyahu made this covert visit during the course of Operation Roaring Lion, while military and strategic operations were still actively unfolding. During the trip, Netanyahu reportedly held a discreet and closely guarded meeting with UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed, reflecting the sensitivity and high-level nature of the engagement. According to reports, this encounter marks the first officially acknowledged face-to-face meeting between the two leaders, highlighting a rare moment of direct diplomacy at the highest level. The Prime Minister's office stated that the discussions led to what it described as a historic breakthrough in relations between Israel and the UAE, signaling a potential shift in regional cooperation. A source familiar with the meeting indicated that the talks took place in the city of Al Ain, near the Oman border, on March 26, adding further detail to the previously undisclosed diplomatic timeline. The meeting reportedly lasted several hours and was conducted entirely in secrecy, with no public disclosure or media coverage until the details emerged much later. This development comes in the aftermath of earlier failed peace negotiations and at a time when US President Donald Trump is visiting China, adding a wider geopolitical backdrop to the event. The announcement also comes in the wake of separate reports suggesting that the heads of Israel's two primary intelligence agencies carried out visits to the United Arab Emirates during the ongoing conflict with Iran, further deepening the picture of behind-the-scenes diplomatic and security coordination during wartime conditions. According to these reports, the leaders of Israel's two main intelligence organizations are said to have independently traveled to the UAE in recent months, indicating a coordinated but carefully concealed pattern of high-level engagement despite the public sensitivity of the conflict. According to intelligence reports, Mossad Director David Barnea is believed to have visited the UAE at least twice during the war period, as reported by international media outlets including the Wall Street Journal. Further reports suggest that these meetings were held in March and April, indicating a sustained pattern of back-channel diplomacy between the two nations during a highly volatile period. Meanwhile, Shin Bet chief David Zini is also reported to have visited the UAE in recent weeks. According to the Times of Israel, the United Arab Emirates has denied reports that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu secretly visited the country during the ongoing US-Israel war with Iran, calling the claims unverified and inaccurate.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.